Hey guys, Magic here, and today I'm making a video that's a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about porn addiction and my experience with it because I'm currently going through it. And I'm honestly making this video because I just want to spread awareness about the problem because honestly, I think it's more widespread than people really realize. And to let others know that, they're not alone. Like, it's kind of hard to go through this, and you kind of just feel alone because you really think like no one else is having this problem and stuff like that. But it's actually a lot more common than I think a lot of people really think. um so I just wanted to get started by talking about, like, for me, how it started and stuff like that. So I think I was about 11 years old. I had an iPhone 3 that I had gotten recently. And, I mean, technology nowadays, man, it makes it way too easy. But what's funny is I didn't really start off on the iPhone, though. I remember watching, like not on like porn sites, at least. I remember watching, like, I didn't really know like what porn was at the time. So like I would just watch like just YouTube videos of like just like people strip videos. Like, I don't know. It was, yeah, like I didn't really know what porn was. And when I first found porn, uh I think, yeah, I was still like 11, somewhere around there. But like that's a pretty young age to be starting to watch that stuff. And with the way kids are getting phones way sooner than that, like, I was already really young to be having like a smartphone. I mean, I know it's an iPhone 3, but at the time, that was like a smartphone, like, kind of thing. But yeah, I was about 11, and uh I don't know, just kept watching it. It made me feel weird, but I didn't really know how to feel. It was like a weird thing at the time. But I remember I had a friend teach me what like jacking off was. 'Cause I know it's weird because I didn't really know what a lot of this stuff was, but like I just, and that's probably one thing I'll touch up on a little bit. I feel like a lot of stuff happens due to like social reasons, like the way like guys, are, like, in like social circles, they always talk about porn and stuff like that. But yeah, I remember he like taught me what that was, and my dumbass tried it later that day when I got home, and I mean, it worked. But I wasn't watching like porn or anything. I honestly don't really remember when I started, combining the two. But I kept going and watching it up until, all through my teen years and stuff. I mean, how it's affecting me now. I mean, I'm in a relationship, so it affects that. So if you're in a relationship, I think you might have an idea of what that's like. It sucks because, it's hard on the other person. Even though, you love them. Like, it's weird. If you know. And I mean, I've been slowing down recently. I really want to put it down completely, but when I was like peaking, I was probably like jacking off like 4 or 5 times a day. And that's obviously not really good, and that's a lot of time wasted. And I really realized I was having a problem because I I I was obviously like that's a lot of time to be spending doing that. But I remember like always getting to work like just on time, or I'd be like a little late, and it was because I would watch porn before I'd go. And I would like skip out on nights where like my friends would want to play video games or something, and I would just choose to watch porn instead. The thing that sucks about a porn addiction is like jacking off, porn, and like being horny kind of all goes together. Like humans are just naturally horny, so you kind of naturally just want to crave that stuff. If that makes sense, it's kind of weird. But it's not like other addictions where like you kind of don't have that. Like for example, like with cigarettes. So I'll just use cigarettes as an example because you're not gonna crave cigarettes if you've never had one. But if you start smoking, you'll get an addiction and then you'll actually start to crave it. I feel like in a lot of ways porn is actually kind of similar to cigarettes because like history wise too, because cigarettes were actually seen as like a medicine back in the day, and same with porn. A lot of doctors actually recommended it to like couples and stuff that like I guess their sex lives weren't like doing too well. So yeah, it was basically like a medicine at that time. I think another thing, like I think something a lot of people can relate to is post nut clarity, and I know it's goofy saying that, but like it's really true because once it's over, you kind of just are done. Like at least that's how I am. I just don't want to see it anymore, and it's just an endless cycle. It's really annoying. Anyway, I want to touch up on getting help. Um, the main way, obviously, most people get help is through therapy and stuff like that. I've been trying to find a therapist for a while now. I did find one that they didn't take my insurance, so it would cost me 150 for the first assessment and 125 for each session. And in this economy, man, that's a lot of money that I just don't have. Um, so I'm kind of out of luck with a therapist at the moment. But like, if you can get one, you should. You really should. I'm still gonna keep looking. Um, there's also an app called Relay that I found. I've looked up reviews and stuff, and a lot of people say it's really good. The only problem is it costs money, which it's not like, well, okay, it is kind of a lot, but like it's not at the same time. It's $300 a year. It was on sale when I was looking for 150. Uh, but it's that much for a year. I mean, that's a lot cheaper than therapy, but I mean, it's still kind of expensive. But like it's there if you really want it. A lot of people are saying it's good, so just it's out there if you want to get it. And I've also been reading a book called The Porn Trap. I'm not finished with it yet, but I do think it's a pretty good book that I think if you have a porn problem, you should probably check it out. I'm sure there's a lot of other books, but I found this one at my local bookstore, and it's honestly really good. I actually do recommend it. And one final thing that's pretty helpful is there's a Reddit thread called r/pornfree. You can like post your story on there and people will talk to you, like they'll reply and give you advice and stuff. Like they're really nice people on there if you want to go on there. I think that's a really good way to start off with like getting community, because like that Relay app, they also kind of do that where you can talk to other people, but Reddit's obviously free, so like it's an easy way to start. Some advice I have, I guess, I mean, I'm still trying to recover, but like I'm still trying to get clean. But things that really just help is just occupying yourself. I mean, just trying to keep yourself busy and keep your mind off of it, because that's the one thing that once you start thinking about it, it's really hard. Um, no pun intended, but um, another thing is keeping like people around, like keeping yourself around people, really. Hanging out with friends and stuff. And like I said, this can be hard because when you're alone already, you kind of want to get into that cycle, but you just got to break it, man. You got to really just force yourself. Like, even if you don't want to hang out with somebody, maybe just do it because like, I'm probably gonna relapse or something. Last thing is, I don't think anyone's like weird or a creep for this type of addiction, especially if you're trying to get help, or if you want help. Um, I feel like that's a big reason why this issue's not getting better is because no one wants to speak out about it, because it kind of makes it just makes you look kind of like a weirdo. I mean, obviously, I don't think that. Like I said, I don't think anyone's weird, especially if you're trying to get help. But like, it's just very different from other addictions. Like, people are a little less judgmental with other addictions. Not to downplay other addictions. Like, there's still, it doesn't matter what kind of addiction you have. I still recommend you get help. But with porn, it's just, especially with like stuff like relationships and stuff. That stuff really affects that stuff. So really try to get help before it affects you later. And honestly, if like, especially if you're around my age, I'm 23. I don't know how many other channels are making videos about this, especially small channels. Like I have seen other videos about this, but like it's mostly like bigger stuff. Like there's a TED talk about it and stuff like that. But I don't know, and I think I want to make a follow up video to this, maybe in a week or 2 weeks or a month, and see like how I'm doing, and hopefully I could stay clean for a month, and maybe give y'all an update on like what it's like, because that would be awesome. I actually do want to make this change in my life for myself and a lot of people, and I think a lot of you guys can probably relate to that. And I really wish y'all luck on that journey. Like, I really hope y'all get help. But I think that's gonna be it for this video. I don't know. I thought this video would be a little bit longer, but I guess I didn't have as much to say as I thought. But I just want to say, like, you're not alone, man. Like, there's other people struggling. You got this, But anyways, guys, I hope y'all are doing good, and I'll see y'all later.